Well, hello everyone, Larry back with you again, and it is a beautiful day, as you can see from behind me here in northwest Alabama. We had rain squalls that came through last night and some torrential downpour at times. The ground is really wet, but the sun is out this morning, blue sky and beautiful day. What I'm working on today is sharpening the sawmill blade. As I was cutting this first log the other day, I just noticed that the blade seemed to be getting a little bit dull, so what we're going to do this morning is to take that blade off, take it down to the wood mizer sharpener, put it on the sharpener, sharpen that blade, and bring it back and put it on the mill and see how it works. Now let me say this, people have asked me about sharpening my own blades, and the question often comes up, do I have a tooth set? And I do not. And I know I'll probably get some comments on this, but here is what I've decided to do with my blade. Since I have the sharpener and I don't have a tooth set, I have just decided that I would sharpen each blade about 4 to 5 times and not set the teeth on the blade, because I have had blades that I've sharpened this way before. They seem to perform really well, and so I've decided that I would not be spending the time to set the teeth on the blade, but would just sharpen it, as I said, about 4 or 5 times, bring it back, put them on the mill, use them that way, and then after about the 5th time on the mill, I would just discard the blade, because what I feel like is, after sharpening that many times already, I'm cutting down what I refer to as the face of the tooth enough, and also the back, what I call the back of the tooth, enough that you know, it's probably time to discard the blade and get a new one anyway. So that's what we're working on. Come on, let's get started and see how we come out on sharpening the sawmill blade this morning. This was the log after the first cut, and right in this area here I noticed that there's some pretty significant kerf marks where the blade may be starting to get dull, and a little bit of these little frayings coming off of the trailing side. So while I'm at this point, before I take the blade off, I'm just going to go ahead and turn the log over and get it ready to mill when I get the blade sharp. Okay, I went ahead and turned that log over while I was at it, and now I'm going to take this blade off, make sure that I've got the tension off the blade, and I do. I'm going to go ahead and take it off the mill, take it down to the barn where the sharpener is, and put it on the sharpener, and we'll sharpen this blade. Bring it back then and put it back on the mill. Okay, there's the blade off. I'm going to take it down now to the checking the set on these teeth. Everything looks pretty good. Going to take it down now to the barn and put it on the wood mizer sharpener and sharpen this blade, and we'll bring it back up then and put it back on the mill. On another YouTube channel, Lumber Capital Log Yard, one of the girls on there talks about not wearing gloves because it makes them more careful or cautious about handling the lumber and handling the blades and everything. But I tell you, these blades, those teeth will bite you. So I wear the gloves. Well, here we are upstairs in the barn, and here is my Wood Mizer BMS 25 sharpener, and this sharpener is designed to be portable, so if you move your sawmill, you can of course move your sharpener with you, and it runs off of a 12-volt battery. So we'll get it connected to the battery. Give it a little bit of a test here. And we're good to go there. Now we'll get the blade on the mill. And that back guide, it goes in front of it, and these two outside guides, it goes behind it. Or I guess you would say it goes behind these and in front of this back one back here. And then it goes in the sharpener here. And that goes down and puts tension on it. This is what pushes the blade through the sharpener. And we'll go ahead and just make sure that everything is in place. We'll go ahead and make sure that the advance is working okay. I believe everything, the blade is in place, so let's see here. And you can see that it is advancing the blade. We'll go ahead and cut that back off. What I'm going to do now is spray a little bit of paint. Just enough to make a mark where I started on the blade. Just put enough on here where we can see where I started at, and by the time I get the blade, get the sharpener down and get it in place and get it kind of tuned in, that should be dry enough that it won't affect anything. So go ahead and I've got the little turnbuckle here. You have to take that off each time in order to be able to raise the sharpener itself, the sharpener motor itself up. Okay, I think we're good, so let's turn the sharpener on and see. Go ahead and I believe we're getting a pretty good sharpening on this. We might go down just a little bit further. I believe that's good enough right there. As you can see, let me move the camera in a little bit closer so you can get a better view. We'll zoom in on it here. Okay, you got the sharpener wheel that is coming down. It is grinding what I call the face of the tooth just a little bit, and as it comes back up, it is grinding just a little bit on the back of the tooth. And then you've got the advance here that is advancing the blade around. And let's go around here and see. Okay, right here, if you can see it, maybe out of camera's reach, but right here we're already at the starting point, so we've just about got this blade sharpened. Okay, right here is our starting point. I don't know if you can see, but yes, you can see, I think, on the camera a little bit of the paint that I sprayed on initially. I think that paint's already dried enough that when it goes through the blade guide, it should be fine. And whenever we get past that point, then we'll cut the grinder off, take the turnbuckle loose, raise the grinding head back up around, and take the blade out, take it back out and put it back on the mill. Again, this is a Wood Mizer BMS 25. It's not a real expensive grinder, but or sharpener, but for me, it does what I consider to be a good job. And checking these teeth, I think we're good. I think we should have a good sharp tooth. We're coming up on the paint, so we'll go about 6 or 8 inches beyond that paint, and that should take us to yes, I can see right here along this point here is where we started at. You'll probably be able to even tell a little bit of difference in the grinding itself, because it shouldn't have to really grind as much once it gets to where it's already passed. Okay, so that's where we started at. I want to take the turnbuckle loose so that we can raise the grinder up. Move that out of the way. Go ahead and put the butterfly nut back on it so we don't lose that. I believe we got a pretty good point here, and we'll flip this. Let's see. There we go. We'll have that to where we can flip it out of the way. Go ahead and take the blade off the grinder and head back out to the sawmill. Put the blade back on, and we may run one time down the log just to see how the blade cuts. Heading back out to the sawmill, I've got a lot to do today, and one of the reasons that I'm not going to be really milling this log out is I've kind of got in my head a project that I want to work on, and if I do that project, then I've got some specific boards that I want to get out of this log. The reason I'm not going to mill it out anymore today. I have a smaller diesel fuel tank that I went and filled yesterday. Holds about 25 gallon. And since I got Big John, I can't get Big John in the shed far enough because of the cab on the tractor to be able to fill the tank on Big John like I had been. So what I'm thinking about doing is moving that little fuel tank up to the lawnmower shed, and if I do that, then I keep going back and forth about a little shelf in the tractor shed, where the tractor shed that I built for Big John. Okay, gonna go ahead and crank the mill up and let it be warming up a little bit. Did a pretty good job after sharpening. Cut good, cut pretty smooth. Okay, well there you have it, folks. Going to wrap up this video about sharpening the sawmill blade. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Maybe you got an idea from it that you can use on your mill, or maybe sharpening your blades. And if you do have a comment, please leave it down below. As always, I would appreciate if you like the video, give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to share it with a friend, and please be sure to subscribe to the channel. Until next time, folks, this is Larry. Thank you so much for joining us. I really do appreciate it. And for Jenny, Marley, Pippa, Gertie here at the farm, we'll see you next time, folks. Bye-bye, everybody.